new report by the Pentagon admits that the United States is basically losing its status as the superpower of the world, and has been doing numerous other little studies to basically, they started doing war games in 2009 about what civil unrest would be based on a financial collapse. They have given millions of dollars to the DoD in 2014, started paying universities throughout the United States millions of dollars to model tipping points and risk scenarios for large-scale civil unrest. So the Pentagon has been preparing for mass civil breakdown and how to handle it. And this report that came out, by the Army War College, and I'll put a link to it below, it's called At Our Own Peril, a Department of Defense Risk Assessment in Post-Primacy World. So they're calling us the Post-Primacy World. And it basically goes into the risk assessment, as they put it, for America not being the superpower. And why this is a little unnerving is they're aware. This is a thing we're all sort of aware of, and the whole world is aware of it. And they point out the things that could happen of another financial collapse. They started in 2009. They started doing this, like I said, war games about financial collapse scenarios after the '08 collapse. So they're well aware of it, but the problem is they know we can't keep the status quo, but their solution is, just ramp up more military. Just get more hammers. And this is the thing that is so disconcerting. I'll read this. According to the report, top rivals like Russia and China, as well as other nations that have long found themselves in the U.S. crosshairs, such as Iran and North Korea, hold the lion's share of the blame for the U.S. loss of global dominance. Well, see, that's a problem. Once again, America is refusing to look into the mirror and say, wow, what have we done? How can we... It's like, someone that keeps dating fuck-ups and lunatics and crazy people, and, it's like, whatever, the guy version, the guy that's always dating, oh man, chicks are crazy. No, that girl was a stripper. That girl, you knew had a coke problem. Women aren't crazy. You're choosing... Look in the mirror, friend. What's the common denominator? It's like the female version is, these, men are assholes. No, you knew that guy was a dick. You saw he was, you met him at a night when he punched a guy in the face at the bar. So you kind of maybe should, there's a red flag. It's like America refuses to learn. And this report, on the one hand, that it's acknowledging we're losing our footing, it's then blaming everybody else. Good God, this might have been written by the Hillary campaign. I'm surprised it didn't blame Jill Stein and the Bernicrats. The report's authors argue that Russia and China, chief among U.S. rivals, are engaged in a deliberate program to demonstrate the limits of U.S. authority, will, reach, influence, and impact that ultimately seeks to reorder their position in the existing status quo in ways that, at a minimum, create more favorable circumstances for pursuit of their core objectives. Yeah, you mean because we've just been pursuing the core objective of giant corporations. Our military is just the security guards for the corporate state. And we've been imposing our corporate will all over the world. And now we're shocked that other countries are like, we don't want to do this anymore. And they're starting to grow their economies. I mean, our greed and our insatiable need for power and control has brought this on. Globalization, plundering everybody's natural resources. It's unbelievable. We just expand our corporate and military dominance all over the planet. We impose it. I mean, I've traveled all over the world, and you cannot go. I've been in the Amazon jungle. I've been in small regions in China, in the Australian outback. I mean, and you cannot. I found, they're selling Coca-Cola in the Amazon jungle. I found a Subway in the outback, in the Australian outback, in this town, Newman, Arizona, that's in the middle of nowhere. I shot interviews there for my Earbuds documentary. And we're driving around, all of a sudden we're just in this little Subway. We're like, huh? And there's this kid behind the counter who was like from Atlanta. We're like, what are you doing here? So it's like, and this is the thing that we've been doing though. Because of our big bad military, we bully countries into our submission. Better let us get that pipeline, or we need to drill here, we need to mine here, otherwise I don't know, you might be terrorists. We've been doing that and then refuse to take. It's like, this is just, I'm sure everyone at the Department of Defense still thinks we're like the heroes. They still think it's like post World War II, where it's like our GIs giving young European kids Hershey bars, and everyone thinks we're great. It's like those days are gone. And having traveled around the world, most people are like, oh boy, America. They're like, what the fuck? What are you guys doing? Like, I get that question asked numerous times. And this report there's a mintpressnews.com commentary on the report, and then within that is the link to the actual report. So you guys can do your own research on this, but it just is, it's these people are so puzzling. Americans are so, I've always said this too from traveling around the world, Americans are completely out of touch. And we just think, we apply American logic and ideas, be they conservative American ideas or liberal American ideas, but we apply American logic and ideas to situations and then are so perplexed as to why it doesn't, and 75% of the world doesn't live the way we do. So it's eye-opening and a little disturbing to read this and to see once again how the Pentagon is acting. Another reason why we got to get real progressives in all areas of government, real progressives. Otherwise, this is just going to get worse. The Pentagon, instead of like, how do we fix the situation? How do we fix the, do we break up the big banks? Did we regulate everything? Did we put some of these bank people behind bars? Did we come back with a way more regulated capitalism? Can we do that? No. Let's just prepare for civil unrest when it all goes to shit. Let's not prevent it from going to shit. Let's just make sure we know how to pacify the American masses when they start rioting, when there's another financial collapse and another 6 million people lose their homes and another 8 million people can't find work and another $5 trillion in people's retirement, more home prices, 401ks, and blah, blah, blah goes up in smoke. Yeah, let's not try to prevent that from happening. Let's just make sure our military is ready to go kill American citizens once they start rioting when they can't afford their bills. Great. Solid plan. Vote for progressives at every corner, you guys. Get them in there wherever you can, on the local, state. And when people like Kamala Harris, like she said in April 6th, oh, we got to stop purity tests. Bullshit. The no purity tests are what got us here. The going to the center is what got us here. The buckling for ideas and letting corporate interests win out and, well, we got part of the deal. No, that's what got us here. That's what got us here. So this big, okay, John McCain came down and said thumbs down, and they're not going to repeal Obamacare. Oh, okay, cool, fine. I have Obamacare, as I've said. It saves me about $3,000 a year, but it's not great at all. If the Democrats, when Obama had the House, the Senate, and he was in the White House and passed actual single-payer health care, not the Romney care that he did pass, there would be no debate. Because everyone would go, oh, this health care plan is great. So fuck that no purity test shit. That's what got us here. And if we keep going down this road, well, the military has great plans to pacify our cities with their might.